Tjotja Sveta, like I would call you, but officially Svetlana Panchishin. Thank you so much for coming on today. It's a pleasure to have you. From what I know about you and my experiences with you, you're a very intelligent person and you do a lot of good for people. And I'd like to talk a little bit about your career, what you do, but before we get into that, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit, and then go into about what you do, your job title.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure, and you're an amazing person, and I'm actually honored to be here. Thank you so much. My name is Svetlana, and I actually came from Ukraine 22 years ago.
Okay.
So came over here without speaking a word of English, being so scared, being 24 years old girl, woman with 4 years old child.
Oh man.
But then there is a long way that God lead me and actually made me who I am today. So again, I'm Svetlana Panchishin, and I am program director for California Mentor. This is one of the very huge network that we have offices in all 39 different states. And each of the state, each of the city has very different program. So the program that I'm managing, we are working with people with development and intellectual disabilities. So this is like a foster home for people with development and intellectual disabilities.
Okay, so you said you're a program director for what again?
It's a California Mentor. It's a foster home.
Okay.
Foster home for individuals with development disabilities.
Okay, so foster home. So there's regular foster homes. That's just kids that don't have parents.
It's adults actually.
So this is
It's all adults, 18 plus, correct.
Okay, so adults 18 plus that pretty much wouldn't not be able to take care of themselves.
Yes, that is correct. So we are helping them, the homes that they are in, helping them to manage different things like budgeting, or helping them managing medication, or helping them, grow and get their goals, whatever they want to work on. But this is the most amazing and beautiful job. And I think I will tell you a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that's exactly, so it's a regular foster home. We are looking for a family who has big heart and extra bedroom.
Oh, wow.
And we are non-licensed. You don't have to have a license to do that. All they need to do it, we call them mentors. So all they need to do is just to have a week training that we are provide, and they are accepting individual. It's all about match.
Wow. Honestly, this is the first time I've heard about fostering, because I've heard about foster programs for like kids that maybe are taken out of unsafe families. And actually, me and my wife discussed this before. We're like, man, if we don't have a girl, we're going to have to foster just like some girls, just, so we have the joy of having a daughter, but also get to impact a life. I've never heard a program of fostering adults, though. This is the first time I hear of it. So does it work exactly the same like children? So like you said, you find a family that's willing to accept an adult pretty much.
Correct.
How much, for example, I sign up, right? How much do I take care of this person? Do we treat him like our son, our brother?
You are accepting that person as a family member. You cannot say son and daughter because you're really young, and if you will have an individual who's 40, but you are accepting them as a family member. You are treat them exactly as a family member. Of course, we have our rules, regulations. We always say treat them as a family members, but there is a boundaries. And however, yes, so you are accepting them, and individuals, they will identify what exactly help and support they needed from you. And we're going to put individual service plan that we're going to put the goals that you're going to work with them. But yes, they will be living with you. Most of our clients, they are attending either day program during the daytime, working, going to colleges, driving their cars. So we have a very high functioning clients who just need a little bit of support to reach their goals.
Wow. Okay. So where do these clients, or where do these people, do they come already from the foster system?
They are coming from regional center that we have here in Sacramento, and all of them, they must be a client of regional center. but a lot of them have a different living situation. Some of them, they lives with their parents, who's not able to take care of them any longer for some reason.
Okay.
Some of them lives in a group home who's really restricted and they wanted some different type of living situation. Some of them homeless and never had a home. Some of them just lives in a very unsafe situation and they need a home. So they are come from all kind of different situation. And we actually had amazing, we say that's a success to our company because we have a lot of mentor families, a lot of matches, but those kind of matches that makes me my job worth doing it. So 7 years ago, I went to one of the home because we received a phone call that one of the client been in a very unsafe situation. She been abused by her husband over 20 years.
Wow.
But that time she was actually really hurt by him. And so I went to pick her up and we had one of the mentor providers, single woman, and she was willing to accept her. When we brought that client to our mentor, she was saying that she just gonna stay there temporarily for a couple months until she gonna find another living situation and leave. So when she came to us, that was really sad. She was amazing, such a bright woman, 50-something years old, but she can read or write. She never had a bank account. She never was able to manage her own money because unfortunately her husband would not allow her. And when she was a young child, she lived in different homes, but unfortunately there was not really safe places that nobody let her to learn how to read or write or anything like that. And so finally, when she came and she met that amazing mentor, that amazing woman, and she started living there day after day. And a couple months later, when I came, she was so happy. And she said, I know the alphabet. I said, that's amazing. But a long story short, 7 years later, she has her own bank account. She knows how to read. She knows how to write. She writing letters. She knows how to use the computer.
Wow.
She is online now. She has her own Facebook. She was so proud of herself that after 60 years, she was accomplishing that she always wanted. And we have a lot of success stories like one of the couples that came to us and a mentor provider had them for 9 years. And then she was diagnosed with cancer. And after she was diagnosed with cancer, it just amazed me because she was going through chemotherapy and everything, but she would never tell us to put them in a relief support home, other home, meaning, and then when she knew she would die and she knew that she has a couple weeks left, she gathered all her children and she said, okay, we have over here these two amazing people. And you treat them like a grandma and grandpa. And so I would be going peaceful if I would know that these people is still going to be with us because they are part of our family.
Yeah.
So when actually one of her child became a mentor and they took them over.
Wow.
And they are with them. They are elderly, like they 84, 85 right now. They're really happy. And it just matched everything but match.
That is amazing that there's these programs that offer so much hope to people.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think you did agree with me. If there was probably something like this not established, there would be many people that would just fall into despair and probably go into depression, drugs, and homeless, and it just goes down from there.
Yes.
So how did you find out about this position, or what made you? Let's backtrack. So we kind of heard about the what you do on a daily basis. A couple examples. Why did you decide to do this as your profession? Did you know this off the top? I mean, you came from Ukraine. I know, just knowing like people of your age, my parents' age, they came to the United States, and obviously you have this mentality as an immigrant, just I need to go find a job. I don't have time for any of this, but you decided to go into a field where you can help people, impact people, change lives. What made you do this?
I think everything has to do with faith and with God, because I think the place where I'm taking right now, this is absolutely God gift. And if you don't mind, I want to share
Yeah.
some of the story.
Go ahead.
And maybe somebody, the story that I have, maybe will somebody help, just because, we always base in and everything in our education, and we have a plan, which is great. But I think that if God will handle something to you, if God will put something in your heart, this is probably the best, because then you do something that you absolutely love. I'm telling everybody that I if they asking me, do you work, do you have a job, I say no. They just paying me for doing something that I absolutely love.
Awesome.
And I never went to work with feeling like I get up in the morning, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
I never had that. But so when we came here, and you actually right, because it is the same mentality, we has to get job, correct?
Exactly.
Because we are coming here, and I believe in God, and I believe that God says that if, you're healthy and you has to work, that you can, support yourself and help and support other people.
Amen.
So we came without speaking any English, and that was really difficult because people start talking and I didn't understand any word. We did went to Arizona. That was our first state. And Arizona, over here in Sacramento, there is huge Slavic community, huge, very large. But Arizona didn't have that. So no matter where you go, you never hear any Ukrainian or Russian language.
So you had no choice.
In which I think that was amazing God way, because I had to learn English. You just had to. So, and God was amazing because He helped me to find a job in a daycare. And I was a teacher assistant, and they put me with the 5 years old. And as you know, 5 years old, they always talk. They never stop ages. And that was phenomenal. I loved it because that's how I learned my first, sentences.
The 5-year-olds taught you English.
5 years old taught me English.
Nice.
I didn't have much time to go to school at that time. So, but then later on, I started going to college, taking some classes. 5 years later, and during even this daycare when I was there, God was with me every single moment. The owner of this place, she has 7 other daycares. And so she has around, I would say, 100 employees through all of these 7 daycares. And she adopted 4 children. And that was probably like 2-3 years later. And she came up to me. I speak English, but still really limited. I'm still doing, but very limited. So, and she came. She goes, "I really want you to start working with me in my home and take care of my children." So, and I say, "Why me?" She goes, "I don't know. I just really want to help you, and I want to I trust you, and I want you in my home." And I came home, and I'm thinking, how amazing God is. It's 100 people, but He pointed to me. He pointed at me. So, and I had such a beautiful life there. She treated me like amazingly, and I was able to work there and help her with the children. And then a couple years later, I knew that my parents coming, and I knew that my mom was not healthy, and I need to help her a lot. So, but this job was not really flexible. I need to be there from hour to hour. So I knew that I need to look for something more flexible. So, and I left this job with a huge sorrow because I love them. I love this home, but I left it. And then I met one pastor years ago, and before we came, he was amazing. He was always helping us. He was a pastor from some of the American church, and such a big-hearted person. So, and he told me, he goes, I know the owner of one of the company, they do an in-home super service, so maybe she can hire you. And I said, that would be great. So he called her, and they called me for interview. I came, and I do have a little bit fear of dogs because I was bitten a couple times. And Ukrainian way, we usually knock the door and we open. We don't really wait for people to say, "Hey, come in." So I knock the door and I open. So the person who was supposed to interview me, she brought her dog to work, which was great, amazing, but I didn't know. So dog, was really friendly. He jumped on me, but I didn't realize he was friendly. So I, wasn't really
Ready for it.
screaming there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, and I know the supervisor was really upset. She took the dog home, and so she decided not to really hire me, but
Oh,
they
wow.
interviewed me anyway.
Yeah.
And later on, they did hire me. And later on, when she told me, she goes, I said in my heart, I will not never hire this person. She goes, and then next day, something in my heart was bothering me and bothering me. She goes, so we called you.
She
And
said that because you didn't like the dog.
Yes, correct.
Man.
It's not that I love
You
dogs.
just got
I just
scared
wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And that was my fault because I was supposed to wait for her to tell me to come in. But, I just assumed just why not? So, and then, I started working as an in-home support aide. So I had a couple of homes providing services like bathing them, shopping, cooking, everything. And 3 months later, I received a phone call from her, and she's saying, I really would like you to come and work in the office. So there was a very large office. We had a lot of employees there, around, I would say, at least 200 employees.
Oh, wow.
So, and she said, I would like for you to come and work in the office. And my question was like, doing what? Cleaning the office?
Right.
She said, no, actually working as a coordinator. I said, you do realize that I don't speak English.
Yeah.
She goes, you're speaking to me right now.
Yeah.
I say, yes, but this is not enough for me to work in the office and being coordinator.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
have no degree. I have no education. And she goes, it's okay. I still want you to come. So I
Okay.
went over there and, I came and she showed me the desk and she said, okay, so you're going to receive some phone calls, and somebody called and I pick up the phone. She goes, now you need to put the notes in the computer, the conversation that you had with one of our clients. And I say, that's great, but here's the thing, I never used the computer. And there was like, what was it, 15 years ago. And she goes, it's okay, I'll show you. So she goes, here's the computer, let's type. I say, okay, I need to find the letters. Okay.
Right.
So it took me at least 15 minutes just to type that client. I received a phone call from this gentleman. So, we typed, everything was fine. And I went home. I came to my husband. I say, I think this is it. This is going to be end.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, I get up and I told my husband again, I say, I don't know if I should go to the office. I should go to my shift. He goes, do you have a shift? I said, not anymore. He goes, then I guess you need to call your supervisor and ask him, where should you go?
Yeah.
So, I give her a call and say, Jennifer, where should I go? She goes, what do you mean? I say, well, I think my career in the office ended, correct? She goes, why would you think that? I said, well, because I did show you yesterday that I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
She goes, you cannot do anything yet, but you have a huge potential. And that's why I need you back to the office.
Wow, awesome.
So I came to the office and I'm thinking like, God, why me? They have so many employees whose English is first language.
Yeah.
Who will type in a second.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need somebody to stay and help. And God just gifted to me. So couple year later, I was promoted to a supervisor, and then I was promoted to a lead supervisor. And all this way, I know that God is amazing and He gives me this job. I was also able to go to school. I graduated with bachelor. I graduated first with associate and physical therapy. Then I graduated in bachelor with social. All these years when I was there, they helping me so much. The person who didn't want to hire me, she was the one who was staying and pushed me. And she pushed me through school. She pushed me through everything. And she wasn't even Christian.
Wow.
She didn't know God. And then when I asked her, I say, Jennifer, why did you do this? She goes, I don't know. She goes, tell you the truth, I didn't have any sympathy or empathy towards you. And for a couple of years, I was doing this because something inside tells me that I need to. She goes, and only later on, I realized she's a Christian now. She knows God, and I'm so happy that she is.
Praise God.
But it's just the way she helped me, and she was pushing me, doing something and let me grow. So, and then we decided to move to Sacramento. So I left already with bachelor degree, with associate degree. I left already with a huge experience. And you know how we tend sometimes when we have experience, when we have education, we tend to grow not just, in a better way, we tend to grow our head sometimes, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
And so my head, together with my education, grew.
Okay.
So even though I knew that everything what I had, it is God,
Right.
that He handed to me because I didn't deserve it. There was so many people who had education, who could be a coordinator, who could be later supervisor, but He gave it to me from nowhere. He just gave it to me. I knew it was Him. I knew He gifted it to me. But came over here to Sacramento, I was feeling so amazing. I was feeling, oh my goodness, I have education, I have experience. I'm going to find jobs so easy.
Yeah.
So even though deep down, I was telling people, God gave it to me, but this head wasn't away.
Yeah.
It was just, no, it's, yes, God is good, but that's still you, that's still you. And so God gave me amazing lesson. He's like, excellent, you have education. Look at you. You accomplished so much, and it was all you. So
Now
go get the job.
Go get the job.
So here is month, no jobs. Here is second month, no job. Third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
Short story, I applied. I put 200 applications.
Literally. Wow.
So not even one called me for interview.
My goodness.
I applied for housekeeper.
Yeah.
I applied for a director. I applied for every position, not even one.
Wow.
So, and only after I realized that I get education because He gave me health.
Yeah.
I get education because He gave me opportunity that I was working and they helped me to go through school. I have a job and I have experience because He handed job to me. He gave me health. He gave me amazing family who supported me. And it wasn't really me. Wow. All I did, I used the chance He gave me. But chance was His, not mine.
Amen.
So, and only I realized this. I received a phone call from California Mentor. And they say, we actually would like for you to come for an interview. I didn't even tell my husband after all this months. I was like, I need to go just to see. So I went and, they interview me and saying, well, we would like to see you for second interview. I went next day on the second interview. I still have a huge doubt, like, no.
Yeah.
That's a huge network. That's amazing opportunity. I really doubt it's going to happen.
Right.
So, and then she said, well, thank you so much. We're definitely going to give you a call. 2 days, 3 days. And, since I was a, director before, I know that if I like somebody, I will call right away.
Yeah.
I hired so many people before, so I knew it. And I'm like, okay, so that's
not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. So then 2 weeks later, she gave me a call. She goes, I'm so sorry, I was on vacation. Oh. We're actually interviewing also, but I would like for you to come on a third interview. So I went on a third interview and they hired me on the same day.
Wow. So
I remember the day when I was driving to work, I was like, this is amazing feeling. Everybody drives to work and I drive to work. I have a job. Oh my goodness. So I'm finally driving to work.
Yeah.
So I came and, so 2 months later.
What did your husband say?
He couldn't believe it. He goes, you finally got the job. I say, you know what? I got the job, but I lost my head. So it's good. My head gets smaller. So we're good to go.
Yeah, there you go.
So I went to the office and people was amazing there. I always in my way, I just meeting such a beautiful people. It's like God is always sending me this little angels everywhere. So I went to this job and 2 months later, my supervisor, we had a meeting and she announced in the meeting that they are hiring another supervisor because we are growing and we need one more supervisor. And so, meeting ends. I went to my office. And so she's giving a call. She goes, can you please step into my office? So, and usually when your boss calling you, it's not a good sign.
Right. Principal's office.
No, yeah, you always remember that, So it's like, oh, what did I do? I just started. No. Yeah. So, I came to her and you heard me announcing the new position, correct? I say, yeah. She goes, so what do you think? I said, that's amazing. I'm really happy for us. We're growing. She goes, yes. So what do you think about this position? I say, I think that's an amazing position. That's really good. She goes, so no, I'm asking, what do you think if you're going to apply for this position?
Yeah.
I say, who, me? Oh, no. I say, no. I say, I actually will not. Yeah. She goes, why not? I said, well, you see, my English is not good. She goes, well, I know you for 2 months and I can definitely understand what you're saying. So I'm saying that your English is good enough for this position. I say, are you sure? Because I don't feel like it. She goes, no, that's absolutely great. So I say, well, I appreciate I say, but I don't think so. I say, I has to say no to you, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I honored, but no.
Okay.
So 2 days later, she called me again. She say, well, so did you, I want to see if you thought about. I say, absolutely. I say, but no, thank you so much. I know that there is a lot of people whose English is a first language and who has degrees, who has master degrees. You know, I had master in Ukraine, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have master here. I say, so I'm sure that there's, I say, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she called me to the office like 4 times and I said, no.
Okay.
Then one time in office, I walk in and there is some ladies in office, but we always had a lot of different people coming,
Mm-hmm.
going because we are off offices everywhere. So people would come from different offices.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
met her and I say, you know, I'm new here, but if you need help, I definitely can help you. She goes, well, just tell me a little bit, who are you? So we start
Yeah.
chatting, we start talking. And probably like 15 minutes later, I say, I'm so sorry. I really has to go back to my work. I say, but let me know if you need something.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
goes, you hired. I was like, I'm sorry. I say, for what? She
Yeah.
goes, for a supervisor position. I say, I'm so sorry. And you are? She goes, I'm executive director. I came from your corporate office just to talk to you because
Yeah.
I heard about you, but I heard also that you say no. So I came over here personally
To make you take the job.
to actually see that and tell you that you are perfect for this job.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I became a supervisor. So God gave me another gift over
Wow.
amongst all this, you know, other amazing people. So and then 3 years later, they was looking for, because we're growing again, they
Mm-hmm.
need a program director.
Yeah.
So when they came to me and say we would like you for you to apply, I say, oh
Mm-hmm.
no, no. I say that's no.
It's not
I
my
say
thing.
definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, well, we feel that this position would be amazing match for you, and we really want you to take this position.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the time that I became grandma, and
Mm-hmm.
I actually start thinking maybe I should go to part time and just be a part time supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, a couple times they came. I say no. Unfortunately, I'm thinking to actually go to part time, not to, you
Expand
know,
my career.
correct. I'm
Yeah.
think my career is done. I say I'm grandma now. They say, well, you're so young. I said that's not now. I think it's fine. No.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but then they hired somebody, and unfortunately, the person couldn't start it because something day before something happened.
Mm-hmm.
So again, long story short, they hired 4 people, and
Mm-hmm.
none of them could start.
Oh, wow.
So after every person they was hiring, they would come to me and say, Svet, it has to be your job. It's something not working.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then the fourth one that they tried to hire and it didn't work, they say, okay, this is it because this has never happened before.
Yeah.
We don't know what is going on, but we're going to stop hiring. So if you prefer to be as a supervisor and manage the program anyway, that's fine. But we don't know what's going on. So this is how I became a director.
Wow.
So God gave me another gift. So sometimes, you know, I planned when I was young, I planned to be economist.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a degree. I finished. I was going to school for 6 years, every single day, full time. Soon as I finished, my husband and we decided to go to USA.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. So my degree didn't mean nothing. So I think faith and God is the most amazing. And when He gives you a job, He gives you not just a job, but something that you love doing it. And I'm so proud of God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that I know Him.
Amen.
Because walking with Him, it's not only job He gives you, He gives you, because, you know, we say in a job, what is your job? But job is a part of your life.
It is.
And it's not small part.
Yep.
It's a huge part. People that you work with, they become your family, bad family or good family, they're your family.
You live with them
and
a lot.
you live with them a lot.
Yeah.
And how you gonna make it this family,
Mm-hmm.
it's really your lead. And I think being a director just give me opportunity to touch other people's heart, you know, to meet these amazing people. And we are saying that because we are for-profit organization,
Mm-hmm.
some of the people saying if this is for-profit, it's all about numbers. Personally, the reason I want to serve more individuals, the numbers has to be because we are for profit. But the reason I want to serve more people, because I want to give more people opportunities. Because if we find this amazing match,
Mm-hmm.
I see it so many people how their life changed.
Yeah.
We had one girl who came from street and who knew nothing but street life and how to survive on the street, and she's going to college right now.
Wow.
She's going to college. She's in very serious relationships. She's thinking about getting married. And this is amazing when you see it where they came from and how much they grew. I think this is your paycheck.
Yes,
This is a more than.
I agree. I agree. That's amazing. Not everybody can say that they love their job. So I'm like, I think I love my job, and I definitely can see that you love your job. So we talked about the what you do, the why, and you kind of, it's almost like a testimony how God just led you through life and blessed every step of the way. Even didn't let people show up to work 4 times
Yeah.
for you to get a position. So maybe someone listening here today, or watching us, you said you hired a lot of people, and somebody wants to work like in a social field. What would you be looking for? What kind of degrees? What kind of experience are you looking for? What would you recommend?
So they absolutely need a social bachelor in social.
Mm-hmm.
However, social service, social work is not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think first of all, this is not job that you're gonna become a millionaire
Mm-hmm.
unless you're gonna be, director, program director, and still you're not millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But this is job that if you're looking for touch somebody's lives, because even working with people with development disabilities, even working with people older or disabled or anybody, you have some decision that you're making,
Mm-hmm.
and this decision gonna affect somebody's life.
Right.
It's not just affecting some lunch or dinner is was good or not. It's affecting their life,
Right.
the way they're gonna live, where they're gonna live,
Mm-hmm.
what they're gonna do, and some decision is so serious.
Right.
So decisions like to call CPS or not, to call APS or not, is it something, and not call to hide something, it's not the fact, but like decisions like, is it CPS case? Is it APS case? Are they being abused? Do I miss something? Do I see everything? Did I recognize on time?
Right.
It just does such a deep job, but this is job, I think, is the most rewarding job. So if you're looking for something that every day you will come home, if this is stressful, oh my goodness, it's so stressful. Is it overwhelming? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But is it rewarding? Absolutely. Because if you receive phone call and somebody tells you, Svetlana, I'm calling you just because I want to thank you for my life.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have check for that.
Right.
I really don't. And again, if you're just looking for a check, that's probably not for
Not
the
for you.
job, not for you. But if you're looking for a check and doing something, and this is passion, I think it's number one in this job, because you has to be passionately in love with this job.
So, are there opportunities for people to volunteer, maybe to help out, just so they can kind of
This
get a
is
feel for it?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. They can shadow us. They can see it. Absolutely, they can contact us.
Mm-hmm.
There is also opportunity for people to become a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
to become a foster. We wouldn't say parents, but become a foster family,
Okay.
to have those individuals. And I think as a Christian, this is amazing opportunity, because you have a lot of decisions making in your hands, and if you really truly making decision from your heart, not just to put a check mark,
Mm-hmm.
not just to make sure the job is done,
Right.
because every job, no matter what job, you
Mm-hmm.
can do it with the heart. You can do it and put it 100% there.
Mm-hmm.
You can put 110, or you can put just 99.9, just not to be fired and just to work.
And just to make you feel good about yourself.
Just to make sure,
Yeah.
but it depends what you want to do with your life.
Okay.
But if you really want to put everything what you have, your your talent, your time, and on the end, you will receive a happy life for somebody. So I think this is job absolutely for people who's looking to touch somebody else's life, to looking to change somebody
Mm.
else's life. And social work is a very large aspect, and there's all kind of different jobs. But I think social work is amazing job for people who truly want to work with other people and to see what's for them,
Mm.
what's there. Maybe we can change something.
Okay, that's awesome. Maybe someone listening is looking for help. Maybe there's somebody 18 plus and their life is chaotic and they don't know where to turn. Do you guys offer something like that where, like, I want to call it a walk-in or something? How
Unfortunately,
can people find help?
so if we are working only with people with intellectual and development disabilities. So if they are clients of Alta Regional Center,
Mm-hmm.
they can connect with Alta Regional Center,
Okay.
and they will decide what exactly program is appropriate for them
Okay.
and what are they eligible for.
Okay.
And if the program as a FHA, it's a family home agency, family home model,
Mm-hmm.
is would be appropriate for them, then they absolutely will be contacting us.
Okay.
But they need to contact Alta Regional Center if they need those type of
If
help.
they need help.
Mhm.
Okay. Awesome. That was very interesting. Honestly, I learned a lot today, and I hope people listening today, maybe thinking about becoming a social worker, learn that a social worker is not just working with CPA or not just working with kids, but also you can work with adults and change lives and see people grow, which is an amazing experience. I want to thank you for coming on today, sharing your story, sharing your career with us, your experience. And maybe one day we'll do a follow up and see where you're at as a director and your experiences. Thank you.
Thank you.